Welcome back to the channel. It's been bloody pouring down rain pretty much all morning. It's Sunday. The combine was supposed to race yesterday, but it was appalling weather. It really was. It wasn't racing weather for sure. We weren't going to send anyway. I mean, you've seen the forecast and it was horrendous. I mean, all week last week we only got one toss in anyway, so it would have been no good for us. With the weather the way it was shocking. So they were brought back. I mean, could they have gone a different day? Possibly. I mean, today wouldn't have been any better, I don't think. I think Monday would have been the best bet. But I don't make the decisions. Like I said, we wouldn't have sent anyway because we only had one toss in, which is basically down to the weather. It was down to the weather. The weather was poor all week, really. So I should imagine that a lot of the fanciers in the combine would have been in the same boat. However, obviously most of them have got the upper hand because they don't work, so they can go in gaps in the weather. And we've only got that window to train in the mornings at 6 o'clock in the morning, or in the evening. So if it isn't good in those windows of weather, then we can't train. So I mean, we've had people say before, well, why aren't you sending? You should be sending. Well, it would be absolutely stupid of us to send pigeons if they've not had training. What's the point in throwing them away? Anyway, so we didn't send. No one had a race yesterday because they got brought back. So this has turned into pretty much a season in review video. So we had a really good old bird season. It was decent. I mean, yeah, the weather is awful. It's just not racing weather, is it? We're getting into autumn now, and the weather is on the turn. Although next week is really nice weather. So yeah, we just got caught in a bad week. Yes, we had a very good old bird season. It was a very good old bird season, especially for the cocks. The cocks raced the socks off. They took some good positions in the fed, in club, fed and combine. The hens weren't firing on all cylinders like they have done in previous years. Say firing on all cylinders. In 2023 we had a very good season with the hens. But this year they wasn't. I mean, we had a couple of tickets with the hens, but the cocks were absolutely fantastic. We topped the fed twice with the old birds. We got with the cocks we had a few seconds and thirds. We got beaten on the pad by a second to win first, but that second counts. But yeah, we had a very good old bird season. In a way, we wish it didn't end because they were coming into form. Well, they were in form pretty much all season, and they did well. But there we have it. We had a good old bird season, which does put us in a bit of a predicament for future racing because the cocks were doing so well, and the hens weren't doing that great. I mean, we're gonna have to tweak things to try and get the best out of the hens, which can be done. We'll see what happens next year with them, but this will probably be our last roundabout season if the hens, if we can't get the best out of the hens next season, then we'll go back to Woodhood. We know what we're doing with Woodhood. Father raced his cocks when he was flying back in the 80s on Woodhood, and I've learned everything off Father, so yeah, you just got to leave him alone, keep him quiet. And I mean, we've done very well with Woodhood when we was racing Woodhood, but we'll see what happens next year. But all in all, we had a very good old bird season. I wish we had a few more races. I think we missed the first couple, but when they were racing, they were challenging and they were winning. So yeah, very good old bird season. As for young bird season, we could have done a lot better. We got off to a bad start anyway, with obviously the house being on the market and it not selling because the housing market is flat at the moment, we were a bit like, you know, where are we going to be racing? So we did have the young birds at the new location, thinking that we was probably going to be selling the house before young bird season. We'll be in and, you know, comfortable and with the pigeons all the time. But we weren't. So we decided to bring them back here while they were up there. They was up there for at least a month, and they were built like yearlings, and they came back, so we had to lock them in for 2 weeks just to get them used to the surroundings again. We lost a few off the roof. I think we lost about 5 or 6 off the roof because obviously they were strong on the wing, and they were used to being up there. I think we had 1 pigeon go back over there, but it would have made no sense for us to race from that new location anyway, because if we did, we'd have had to get up at least an hour, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours before we usually get up with them. I get up with them at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then we'd have had to go over to the new location, get the birds basketed in pitch dark. There's no electric over there, and we'd have had to basket them up, take them training, go back to the new location, get them in, and then come back, get ready for work. It just wasn't viable. It would have been an absolute pain in the backside. So we decided to bring them back. By then, most of the combine birds, most of the lads that were getting ready for young birds were already training while ours were up, kitting around. So we were a lot further behind than most of the fanciers. I'll probably say 99% of them. Yeah, that brought us back. Well, it's pegged us back, sorry. But we managed to get them into the comebacks. So the first race in the comeback race, we had an absolute brilliant race, fantastic. Had the first 4 in the fed. My missus, being a complete novice to the sport, she hasn't really taken an interest with the birds apart from the last couple of seasons. But this year she had her own team. That section there was hers, and we had ours in there. She was feeding them, watering them, going in there, spending a lot of time with the birds, doing everything herself. She's a quick learner. She picked it up quite quickly, and in her first race she topped the fed, which was absolutely fantastic for her. We had some very good combine positions in that race. I think we came 6th, 7th, 9th and 10th combine. The first 2 of the birds were hers, and we only had 1 fancier in front of us that week, so we could have topped the combine, but Jason Jackson had a brilliant season, and well done to him, and he won the combine that week. But if he wasn't racing that week, we'd have topped the combine. I think it was 599 or 699 birds in the combine that week. But credit where it's due for my missus. I mean, she done very well with them in her first race, beating blokes that have been flying pigeons for a long time, and, you know, coming into the sport and doing that. She had a good race. We had a good race. It was very good. But the downside to that race, we made a mistake. We should have sent more pigeons, because we only lost 3 that day. You always aim for full returns, but it's very highly unlikely you get full returns. You know, some fanciers do, some fanciers don't, and we lost 3 that day. But we should have sent more pigeons, 100%, because we sent the unraced birds to the following week, and it was a disaster, an absolute disaster. We're still 14 missing from that race. I mean, we had one 2 weeks ago that come back, muddy feet, but she hadn't lost any weight, so I think she was probably on a farm, I reckon. We think she'd taken refuge in a farm somewhere, and but she came back and showed some grit. But we're still missing. That amount of pigeons for us is unheard of. We've never lost that many in a race, and that particular race was shocking weather. But it is what it is. We have to move on and kick forward. So we did have a team ready, a small team of 12 pigeons to go to yesterday's race. But we couldn't get the training in because the weather was poor. We don't have any out with the training. We can only go at set times. So for working fanciers, we do pretty well. I've said it before, but do we think that we would do better as a partnership racing pigeons if we had all the time in the world with the pigeons? Damn right. I think we would be a lot better off, because I'd say a 99% of the combine, maybe 90. Well, there are a couple of blokes at work, and they know it's difficult to race pigeons when you're working and juggling, but juggling racing with working. But if we had all the time in the world with the birds, we would do a lot better, 100%. But we try our best. We're competitive, and we've proven that over the years, racing against men that have all the time in the world with the birds. And credit to them, they do well. But and we do well when we race. I mean, we had a couple of bad races this season, but everyone has a dump now and again. So yeah, we've done better with young birds, 100%. We need to definitely get into the first races in the first place, but obviously with us having to bring the birds back, it didn't do us any favours. That didn't. They missed out on a lot of time getting ready for the first races. That's why we had to go to the comebacks, which is unfortunate, but next year will be different, hopefully. See, the thing is, obviously we're planning to move, so we don't know where we are with that. If we get a buy within the next few months, it will put pairing up back. We'd have to pair up when we get over there, but we basically got a team ready for old birds for next year here, but we don't know what we'll be doing for young bird season. So we just have to play it by ear and see what happens. But yeah, it's been overall, it's been a decent season. Definitely with the old birds. Pleased as punch with the old bird season. Topped the Fed twice. As I said, got more tickets. We could have won the club more if I think if we'd raced more, and we only got beaten by a second one. But like I said, the second counts, so well done to John for that. But yeah, we had a good old bird season. Young bird season, it was bittersweet, with my missus being a novice and top in the Fed. Had the first two in the Fed. We had two pigeons behind her. She basically races under our name, but she had her own little team, so well done to her. She didn't get enough recognition. I don't think a lot of females in the sport do get enough recognition for what they do. But she done very well, and huge congratulations to her, being her first race and doing what she did. But so now the plan is, obviously we've got 12 too many young birds in that section. So what we're going to do is we're going to shut the lofts up now, give them all a good R&R, rest and recuperation, get them through the molt nicely, and then start training the ones that didn't go to what was supposed to be a race yesterday. Get them up to about 40 miles and then see what happens. But that's our plan anyway. So what we've done now is we've split the stock birds up. So we've got the stock hens in that section there, and we've got the young birds that we've raced and the unraced ones in there. So we'll split the ones that we're going to keep back for next year to put into there. We'll take them out and keep the younger ones in there, so they can exercise and train still in that loft until we can come up with a plan to race them, which we are planning to do. So the stock hens are in there. So what we did was we cleaned it out yesterday, put down some easy bed, with the weather being as it is, and they're going through the molt quite heavily. Some have finished and some are quite heavy. So obviously that hen there, you can see she's fallen to bits. That hen there was a hen that we kept back for stock last year. She didn't race as a youngster. And she went and bred a second club, second fed. She was paired on to a cock from Hades the Unseen from John Angwin, and yeah, she went and topped the fed. She went and bred second club, second fed, beaten by a loft mate. And yeah, so I mean, it's good for her to be breeding the goods with that cock in her first year of breeding. So literally the plan is to get these hens through the molt, give them a good rest, and then we'll probably pair up in late December this year, I think, possibly, and get them ready, get them medicated, get them tested, see what needs doing. But they're in pretty good nick. That hen over there is the old Jansen hen. She's an absolute gold mine of a hen. The camera's blurry, but yep, she's been a grandmother of 2 fed toppers this year. She's bred countless winners, and her grandchildren are racing well for us. So yeah, we've got some good hens in there. We will be introducing another hen sometime this year, I should imagine, because we need to bring in another hen. So yeah, all in all, a decent season, and we'll crack on and see what we can do for next year. They just got the apple cider vinegar in the water at the moment. All the birds have. This is our choice of, well, whatever's no bargains really. Just make sure it's got the mother in it. But 15 ml for 2.5 litres of water. So there we go, guys. I will keep doing videos on the birds, what we're feeding during the winter. I mean, what we've done is we've got a big bin, and we've put everything that we've got left in over, and we'll just mixed it up, churned it up, and we'll feed the birds that for the off season, with a bit of barley in it. Give them a bath today, because they need that for the molt. It just helps aid the molt a little bit. So yeah, that's our season in review. Big congratulations to our friend up in Red Roof Club, Jason. He was in our club. He was on a bit of a bad line, but he's moved to the Golden Mile now. He's got some fantastic birds. He's got knowledge, and he won Old Bird points this year. So massive congratulations to him. He's done very well. I think he won. I'm not sure if he won 3 or 2 combines, and he always had birds in the top 30, or sorry, top 10 even of the combine. So well done to him. But yeah, season review, we've had a decent season. I mean, the old definitely could have done better with the young ones, but I mean, with the house being up for sale, and we changed our minds and brought them back here, that was definitely a factor to it. And but we'll be on it again next year, and hopefully we'll be competing like we always do. So hope you guys have had a good season. I know there's been a lot of losses. I mean, there's been losses down here, up and down the country. One loft race has taken a battering. You just don't know where they go, do you? So yeah, just relax now and get ready for next season. So hope you all have had a good season. Take care. Enjoy your pigeons, guys. See you on the next video. Ta.